Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Ito po si Nico Fabian. Nandito naman tayo po sa programa natin Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. Habang hindi pa natapos ang investigasyon dyan po sa flood control scandals at sa mga iba-ibang pa mga graft and corruption activities po carried out ang mga or involved ang mga politician natin po, be it senador, be it sabihin natin congressman, mayor, vice mayor, governor, or sino-sino po elected politicians po, at saka itong mga government officials po, ang mga Filipino po will continue to shout, ikulong mo, ikulong natin ang mga korap. Ano pa rin po, hanggang ngayon, busy ang gobyerno natin. Our government, the authorities concerned are very busy, especially this newly established Independent Commission for Infrastructure po. Wherein this is the commission designed to investigate, look into what really happened dito po sa flood control scandal, which involves billions if not trillions of pesos po. And that pesos came from the Filipinos po, mga taong bayan po, ang taxes natin po. Kaya nga, mahirap talaga for the Filipinos, especially the poor, to accept what happened to their money po. What happened to their money based on the scandal po. Scandal, nag-start pa lang ito po 2022 hanggang ngayon. But people are already talking, even those involved in this scandal, they are already mentioning that it's not only it didn't started the 2022, but it went beyond that, and it means even the time of Pinoy, Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, the president, and then we have this Pinoy Aquino, and then Duterte, and then now Marcos. Although during the time of Pinoy, based on the reports that we received coming from the mainstream media and coming from the horse's mouth, ibig sabihin, galing po sa mga authorities concerned, and galing po sa mga individuals, personalities, politicians concerned po, or involved in these anomalous transactions. During the time of the late President Noynoy Aquino, the SOP or kickback po is only 10%. When Duterte came in, the administration of Duterte came in po, it leveled up to 10 to 12%. 10 to 12%. And worse still po, when Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. took the helm as the president, chief executive of our country, the Philippines, our beloved Philippines po, the kickback po, mga SOP, asking by these higher ups, by their bosses po, from 12%, it went up to 25 to 30%. Hanggang ngayon po, it is 25 to 30%. You just imagine po paano. And because of this po, those who are involved, especially as what they revealed, itong mga officials, engineers of the Department of Public Works and Highways, they said because of the high kickbacks po that they have to give to these politicians, be it congressmen, be it senators, and other people po, their bosses po in government agencies and departments, they have to modify the contract po, development projects, the contract of the development projects po. It means what they used to do is architect it again po, In other words, they increase the prices, the figures dyan po sa kontrata. Ibig sabihin, for example, if that particular project needs let's say 100 bags of cement, no? 100 bags of cement. So what they do now is, those who manipulated these projects po, what they do now is, especially the engineers, what they do now is, instead of 100 bags, they make it 200, 300 bags po, no? Pero sa presyo lang yan po. And they claim that the quality of the project still remains, except that the doctor lang po ang mga prices po, ang mga prices, no? And it is for this reason that they say, don't worry about the safetyness, the quality of the project, because the project definitely follow the safety net of the project po, except that they increase the number po. And who are the politicians mentioned? One very popular now and still out of the country is congressman, representative of the House of Representatives, si Congressman Zaldi Co. He is a congressman and he is also a contractor. Although he claims he already has nothing to do with the construction company that he was once participated. Pero hindi yung totoo po. He's still active in that construction company. So, Congressman Saldico received a letter from the new Speaker of the House of Representatives, giving him 10 days to return back to the Philippines, failing which he has to face the Ethics Committee of the House of Representatives. So, if that will happen, it means there is a big possibility that he will be expelled from the House of Representatives. Ibig sabihin po, he will no longer be a duly elected congressman representing Ako Bicol party list. And he has a lot of things to answer. Kaya nga po, galit na galit ang mga Filipino po sa kanya. And not only sa kanya po, also mentioned in this scandal, is the former Speaker of the House, si Representative of Congressman Martin Romualdez. Although, before he stepped down, he said he will cooperate po. But after his, immediately after he stepped down po, hanggang ngayon po, that was last week he stepped down, hanggang ngayon po, quiet na po si Congressman Martin Romualdez po. Congressman Martin Romualdez is the first cousin of our President, si President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos. Kayo na bahala po. Kayo bahala po. Whatever you're thinking now, kayo na bahala po. No? Kayo na bahala. So, what I'm trying to do is just give you some information on this thing. On this thing po. So, okay. Just recently, yesterday, there was a Blue Ribbon Committee. Although it started shaky, very bumpy po, no? Because may exchange of words between the incumbent, the chairman of the Blue Ribbon Committee, headed by Senator Ping Lacson, and the former chairman of the said committee, si Senator Marcoleta po, no? Medyo yung nag-start po, medyo may konting conflict, no? But the session or the hearing continued po until I think it was 3 something, almost 4 o'clock po. Now, during the session, during the hearing yesterday, Blue Ribbon Committee, now si somebody by the name of Engineer Henry Alcantara po, and also ang assistant niya po, no? Si Engineer Bryce Hernandez, together with his colleague po, si JP Mendoza, no? Confirm po, no? They confirm that mayroon daw po, no? Mayroon daw 6 senators involved in these anomalous transactions po. Anomalous transactions. Now, let's recall. Mayroon tayo earlier, it was mentioned ang pangalan ni Senator Jinggoy Estrada, of which he vehemently denied. Alright, mentioned the name of Senator Joel Villanueva. He also denied until now. No? Unless there is a strong evidence po, they are not the suspect, or they can never be sabihin natin guilty unless proven beyond reasonable doubt. No? May mga ebidensya. And that evidences must be provided by the accuser. Ibig sabihin, si Engineer Bryce Hernandez, ibig sabihin, si Engineer Henry Alcantara po. At saka mga iba pa ang grupo nila. Now, also yesterday mentioned ang pangalan ni former Senator Bong Revilla. Bong Revilla po. Nag-mention na po. No? And kanina pa, another Yusek. Meron tayong Yusek. Undersecretary po, also mentioned po, no? And a few more names were mentioned. So yun po. But anyway, sige lang, let's see what will happen, because tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock po, as announced by Chairman Ping Lacson of the Blue Ribbon Committee, that there will be another hearing. Confirm na ito po, another hearing tomorrow, that will be Thursday at 9 a.m. And sabi ni Senator Ping Lacson, this will be a longer a session dahil po walang session ang Senado. Ibig sabihin, they can stay long hanggang sa gabi po if necessary. Yun po. So, whatever happens from the beginning until the end po, ang NikTok, Daily Talk with Nico, I am going to monitor, and whatever updates po, I'll make sure na kayo, mga kababayan ko po dito sa Malaysia, particularly dito po sa Sabah East Malaysia, as well as sa Sarawak, no? I will make sure that you will be fed with the latest updates po, or what transpired, what happened dyan po sa hearing. I might not be the one to give you or to break the news, but definitely you will get the news. Alright? So, okay, tuloy natin ang ligaya natin. Ligaya mo ito, ang lukon. Is it the ligaya or balitang malungkot? Alright. Now, let me read you a story. Share you a story po, which I took it from ABS-CBN. ABS-CBN News. Meron dito po, mga notisya po, Bryce Hernandez surrenders Lamborghini car. He started surrendering his mga expensive cars po. The other day, nakita natin, he also surrendered isang Mercedes at saka GMC. GMC vehicle, which is very expensive also. I think GMC cost something like 10 million pesos. And today, he surrendered, according to the news, si Bryce Hernandez surrendered his Lamborghini car. Meron din tayo dito po ang news that says na ang Malacanang support ang idea Palace wants return of ill-gotten wealth for witness protection bid. Ibig sabihin, for you to be able to get your bid for witness protection po, you have to return the wealth, ill-gotten wealth that you have got stolen from the country, from the Filipinos. No? This is a very hot issue po yesterday. It became a very hot issue between Department of Justice Secretary si Crispin Boying Remulla, and of course ang senator natin who is a good lawyer, si Senator Rodante Marcoleta po. And meron din tayong news dito, si Senator Escudero appears before the International Commission for Infrastructure, ICI, to shed light on budget questions. This morning yan po, no? This morning yan. And ano pa tayong mga news dito po? Mayroon tayong mga news dito, and I'll make sure po that you will be updated. Now, punta tayo dito po. Punta tayo dito sa news na ito po. Let me read you the story. Malacanang on Wednesday, Beck calls for several public officials and contractors to return their ill-gotten wealth to the government before getting a chance to join the Witness Protection Program, or WPP, to show good faith as investigations into the anomalous flood control projects continued. Those involved in the corruption mess should return what they stole even before the government files charges against them. Communication Undersecretary Claire Castro said in a palace briefing. The comment comes a day after Senator Rodante Marcoleta questioned Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla's statement that contractors should return the money they allegedly obtained from anomalous projects before they could qualify for witness protection. As what I said, nagiging very hot issue na po kahapon during the hearing, no? During the hearing po, dahil sabi ni Senator Marcoleta na there is no law that says before you can be accepted in the witness protection program ng gobyerno po, no? Ng gobyerno, you must return first. Itong mga individuals concerned, they have to return first ang ill-gotten wealth. So how can you determine how much they will be returning to the government? Kasi ongoing pa ang investigation. And sabi ni Senator Marcoleta, sabi niya, it is, you can never be found such ruling sa Constitution natin po that says before you will be considered to be accepted in the WPP or the Witness Protection Program po, kailangan i-return muna. So, si Marcoleta was saying, it will come later. Decide first whether these applicants, they qualify. Once they qualify, then the things will come up, no? It means they are going to evaluate kung makano talaga should itong individuals concerned will have to return ang ill-gotten wealth. On the other hand, sabi naman si Department of Secretary, si Secretary Boying Remulla, no, it can be before or after. Pwede din po. And we are dealing in a something like special case ito po. No? Pwede po, no? But it is voluntary. Voluntary po. You can, kagaya what is happening now po, no? Kagaya what is happening now, sila Hernandez, sila Alcantara, whoever po, si JP Mendoza and those involved po, they are now returning. Pero peanuts lang po, they are returning only peanuts, ha? Remember that, no? They stole billions, millions, and billions. And what they are returning now, yun po, ang mga kotse. And that kotse, they purchase, we don't know whether they really paid ang income tax po. Ang income tax. See? So we don't know. So yun po. Pwede na po, but voluntary. Because it will show good faith on the part of the applicants. Okay naman yun. Okay naman yun. But for another senator to say that to bend the law, ang dami po nagalit. Ha? Ang dami po nagalit po. Ha? Nobody is above the law. And mahirap na po to bend the law. Okay? Alright. So, yan ang sitwasyon natin po, no? When it comes to itong mga kaibigan natin involved sa anomalies. Ha? Ha? Ganon yan po. Hold on, ha? Sandali po. Let's see. Ano ba tayo mayroon dito? Okay. Alright. When we talk about protected witnesses. Okay? Protected witnesses. Let me read you a news article din po galing from ABS-CBN. Ang heading ng news is ex-DPWH engineers Vizcayas now considered protected witnesses by DOJ. Anong ibig sabihin to? Ito po, and ano-anong mga detalles po nandito. Let me read you this news article. Alright, sandali ha. Itong news article. Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla said former Department of Public Works and Highways DPWH engineers Henry Alcantara, Bryce Hernandez, and JB Mendoza, as well as contractors Curly and Sara Vizcaya, are now considered protected witnesses. Protected po, ha? Protected. They fear for their lives po. Pero sabi ang DOJ, yeah, we are going to give you the protection po. The three engineers went to the DOJ for the evaluation under the Witness Protection Program this week, following the continuation of their testimonies at the Senate, where they implicated several lawmakers in alleged budget insertions and kickbacks for flood control projects. Alright? Kasama yan sa evaluation. Pero we consider them already protected witnesses, yung tatlong taga DPWH. So far, nagsalita sa amin are considered protected witnesses. We just wrote a letter to the Senate President about their status. So, doon na po sila, nasa ano na sila, witness protection program na sila po, no? Remember, added that the Vizcaya couple can now also be considered as protected witnesses. Remula said the DOJ would have an arrangement with the Senate which would retain custody of individuals cited in contempt by the Blue Ribbon Committee. Yan po. Yan po, that's the latest na mayroon tayo dito po tungkol ang status ng mga witnesses natin. So, ibig sabihin, si Henry Alcantara, si Bryce Hernandez, ang dalawang Vizcaya, husband and wife, si Curly and Sara po, no? Si JP Mendoza po, they are now under the Protection Witness Program po. So that's also good po kasi alam na natin po, mahirap din. We have to protect ang safety nila po because if something will happen to them po, then we'll be facing a blank wall again. Ang mga investigators natin, no? We'll be facing a blank wall. So kailangan lang din yan po, we have to protect them. We have to protect them. Okay, mayroon tayo ditong footage, ha? Sandali. Ano yung
Independent Commission for Infrastructure, sina former Bulacan 1st District Engineer Henry Alcantara at Assistant Engineer Bryce Hernandez. Bantay sarado sila at...
Okay, may footage tayo dito. This one is about report na si Henry Alcantara, si Bryce Hernandez saka si JP Mendoza po, they went to they went to attend ang invitation po na given to them by the Independent Commission for Infrastructure Committee po, no? Our team that they want to get some informations coming from these resource persons po, no? Suspect. So let's listen to this.
Umarap sa Independent Commission for Infrastructure sina former Bulacan 1st District Engineer Henry Alcantara at Assistant Engineer Bryce Hernandez. Bantay sarado sila at nakasuot ng bulletproof vest nang dumating sa tanggapan ng ICI. Nagkaroon ng closed-door meeting at hindi na sila nagpaunlak ng panayam sa media. Pagkatapos naman humarap sa ICI, nagtungo rin si Bryce kasama si JP Mendoza sa tanggapan ng Department of Justice. Kahapon, kumanta na rin si Alcantara tungkol sa anomalya sa flood control projects. Bukod sa mga naunang lumabas na pangalan, idinawit din niya si dating Senador Bong Revilla. Sinabi ni Hernandez na tama pero kulang pa ang mga binanggit na pangalan ni Alcantara. Kinumpirma rin ng kampo ni Hernandez na may dokumentong nagpapatunay na 6 na senador ang dawit sa anomalya sa flood control projects sa distrito. Sa puntong ito,
Alright, so narinig natin po, na-confirm na si Hernandez na mayroon 6 senators involved dito po sa anomalya, sa scandal, flood control scandal po. So they have the evidences still sealed in the box, and we don't know, maybe during the hearing tomorrow, baka they are going to open the boxes and then maglabas na yan po mga ebidensya, and we will know who are these people, and with evidence po, klarong-klaro na po, they cannot deny. Kung walang strong evidence po, then they will go free. Hindi man sila, they are not yet guilty po. Whoever names mentioned po, wala yan po, wala pang ebidensya po, no? And it has to be proven. And who will prove and give the evidence po? Sila Henry Hernandez, Henry Alcantara, si Bryce Hernandez, si JP Mendoza, and mga iba-iba pa po, no? Mga iba-iba pa po. So, let's see tomorrow po as what si Senator Ping Lacson promised na mahaba itong session tomorrow, and more cans will be open. So, tingnan natin. Let us see. So, meron pa dito mga footage. Alright? Let's listen to this. Ano ba itong footage, Sandali. Ano ba ito?
kulang pa ang mga binanggit na pangalan ni Alcantara. Kinumpirma rin ng kampo ni Hernandez na may dokumentong nagpapatunay na 6 na senador ang dawit sa anomalya sa flood control projects sa distrito. Crazy!
So, this is the footage. This is the footage na wherein si Hernandez was saying po, no? After a revelation yesterday of Henry Alcantara, no? After the revelation of Henry Alcantara sa affidavit niya, which he read, no? Which he read during the hearing, sabi ni Bryce Hernandez, kulang daw po. Hindi kompleto ang lista, ang mga pangalan, names that his boss, Henry Alcantara, revealed or mentioned po. Mayroon pa mga iba. And sino-sino yun po, we will see po, we will know maybe by tomorrow kung sino-sino yun po. But so far, 6 na po mentioned. Only mentioned, not confirmed that they are sabihin natin, really involved sa flood control scandal. The names were mentioned only. Mentioned only, but not yet proven. Proven na totoo, they have something to do sa scandal na yon. So, okay. Another video video clip that I want to share with you po, no, is nag-interview sa lawyer ni Bryce Hernandez po. Ano ito? One Balita Pilipinas is a mainstream media dyan po sa Pilipinas kay attorney Fortune. He's a very good lawyer. He's a very good lawyer po. And he's the lawyer of Bryce Hernandez. Bryce Hernandez po. Very popular lawyer and strong, magandang reputation niya po. He always win cases. Anyway, let's listen to what he answered, ano na mga answers niya po when he was interviewed by One Balita Pilipinas. Yes, this morning, if I'm not mistaken, it was this morning po. Let's listen to this.
Fortune, salamat po sa oras.
Magandang tanghali, Cheryl, at sa lahat po na nakikinig.
Attorney Fortune, una niyo pong sinabi sa programang StoryCon ng One News kahapon na may 6 na senador ang dawit sa anomalya sa flood control projects sa unang distrito ng Bulacan. Pero kanina po sa programang Ted Filon at DJ Chacha kanina ay nabanggit niyo na, teka, nasabihan muna kayo ng inyong kliyente na mag-tone down muna. Ano po ang dahilan sa likod nito?
Si Bryce po ay very consistent. No? Ang gusto niya ay magpapahayag lamang once na yung ebidensya na may tuturo ngayon itong mga taong binabanggit. No? So right now po, pag tinignan niyo po si Bryce, yun yung reason kung bakit po siya humingi ng pahintulot sa Senado para umuwi sa bahay nila para makuha po yung mga ebidensya na kailangan. Now, as of now po, yung ebidensya po na yan ay nakaselyado po. No? Merong 1 box na binigay po sa Blue Ribbon Committee and then meron naman ngayong yung desktop computer na as of today po ay na-turn over na po sa DOJ. So once na na-unseal na po ito at masiguro na walang gumalaw o hindi tampered yung ebidensya, lilitaw po. At least hopefully, ay unless merong gumalaw, lilitaw po yung mga personalidad po na ito na meron pong kaugnayan po sa mga projects po dito sa First District. So sa ngayon po, ayaw po akong pagsalitain as to sino yung personalities na yon. In fact, napagalitan talaga ako na bakit nga daw nagbabanggit ako. We should just wait for the evidence to actually come out.
Pero yun...
Okay po, narinig natin ang statement, reaction, ang answer ng attorney ni Bryce Hernandez tungkol sa issue po, no? 6. May mga ebidensya pa po. And most likely, we will know ano mga ebidensya during the hearing tomorrow. Tomorrow po, 9 o'clock hanggang I don't know until what time, ang Blue Ribbon Committee. Now, when it comes to mga developments po, don't worry, nandito ako po. I will, as what I said, I will monitor ang hearing bukas. And kung mayroon talagang big news na importante po to inform you immediately po, then I'll do that. If not, then I will wait until matapos yung sabihin natin ang hearing, then recap tayo po. So, para ang mga Filipinos, mga kababayan ko dito sa Malaysia, I know, busy kayo po, especially today is Wednesday, this is a working day. I know, wala kayong time to monitor, monitor mga what is happening dyan po sa Pilipinas, no? Kasi may trabaho tayo po, especially itong mga kababayan natin po, no? Those are working sa construction site, no? O sa opisina po. From 8 to 5 o'clock, busy sila sa office, no? And those night duty din po, no? Trabaho sa gabi, they won't be able to watch online, no? Ang mga news or whatever hearings sa Pilipinas po dahil they have to sleep and prepare themselves for the evening job. But you don't worry, nandito po si Nick Talk, Daily Talk with Nico. What I will do is whatever week I can get dyan po sa during the day, no, I will share it with you in the afternoon po para pagdating sa gabi, after your work, no? After your work and after your dinner, no? May time to rest kayo po, pwede kayo i-replay itong programa natin o watch itong TikTok, The Real Talk with Nico, and you will be, sabihin natin, updated of what is happening. Ito po, para sa mga kababayan ko po dito sa Malaysia, particularly, hindi lang sa West Malaysia, dyan sa Kuala Lumpur area, but also dito po sa Sabah. Sa Sabah is Malaysia. Sabah is Malaysia, dalawang state tayo, that is Sabah and Sarawak. And tayo po, dito tayo based sa Kota Kinabalu. And also this program is designed and dedicated to all the overseas Filipino workers po. No? Ang mga kababayan natin, ang mga kababayan ko po sa mga iba-ibang parte ng mundo who is facing this kind of schedules. No? So, dito lang tayo po. I will make sure that you will be properly informed when it comes to whatever news dyan po sa Pilipinas. So, siguro hanggang dito na lang muna ang programa natin po. All I want from you is, kung pwede lang, huwag kayo magalit. Kung pwede lang po, like lang itong channel ko po, TikTok. No? TikTok 21, para at least po, you will be able to be updated of what is happening in the Philippines. So in the meantime, hanggang dito na lang. Once again, si Nico Fabian would like to say thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. Malaysia, Sabah, the Philippines, God bless us all. I'll see you in my next episode. Take good care of yourself. Ingat kayo po. And I love you. Bye.